Now, there are all kinds of menus in the game. One of the most important menus is the Emote menu, which also functions as your wing or cape meter, and it's this button at the top. And this indicates your cape power right here, but it also opens your Emote menu, so it functions in two ways. The cape meter simply means this is how many stars you have collected to open this many wedges of yellow, or wedges of cape power. So if you tap on it, you see the blue. The blue is almost full, which means I'm almost ready to unlock another wedge of cape power. So that's how that works, and that's what that means. The blue fills up as you go, as you collect stars or star children that you'll find around the game. And you meet your first one, the very first. If you can't even pass him, you see him. That's the star child, the little glowing child, and that gives you wing power. Okay, you collect those throughout the game and you earn your wedges. So then, that opens the emote menu, which is here. These are your kind of special emotes up here at the top. Hide and seek and the high candle are found in the world. The flame is given, but you can always use this to bring out your flame manually if you do. And there are certain places where you might want your flame and it's not coming up automatically, so you can always tap that to bring out your candle. This little section here is your recent emotes, and I'm not sure how many it will display, but it will display a few, your most recent emotes. And then you begin with your emotes, the emotes you've collected through the game. This one, of course, is given. It's a basic one, but then all the rest of these are collected through the game. And these are the last ones I collected, so a little red star or red dot on them means that you just haven't used them yet. You see a little red dot on this one, a little red dot on this one. These down here are your stances, your standing postures. And then these down here are your calls. I don't have all of them, so there's only a few here. I don't have all of them open. And this is very important. At the very bottom here are your blessings. Blessings and spells, you buy these from the spirits, and these are just blessings. They're all temporary. The reason I say this is important is this one here, the chair, and there's also a fireworks staff. And you'll see a little fireworks icon. I don't have any. Those are both blessings and they are instruments. So you can also buy those things and they're permanent. They're not just limited. You can use them one time and they go away. You can buy the chat chair and you can buy the fireworks staff from the spirits, and they are permanent. You can use them, pull them out of your inventory at any time at one of the closets. So those, when you have those, they will appear, instruments will appear up here. I don't have any on this account, so I can't. Do I? I don't think I have. No, I don't have any on this account. So let me look real quick. I might have a bell. I don't have any on this account, so I can't do it. But they will appear up at the top, and that's an emote you can use. I don't think I have any on any account I have accessible right now. So that's an important difference, because if you have the instrument, you need to use it from up here. If you use, these are spells and blessings, so they're going to only be one time use. So I have one ability to use a chat chair. So that's that. That's the emote menu. Then, and all of this is explained on the wiki. Then, to bring up your main menus, you can tap any corner, and it'll bring up the corners of every. There's something in every corner. This is chat. If I can chat right now, nobody's going to hear me. And on this account, I have chat open with exactly nobody. So even if there are people around, if I type something, it's going to just appear as dots. It's going to appear like this. So if you bring up this and you don't actually have chat open with people, they can't see your text. So that's important to know. They're not ignoring you. They don't know what you're saying. So you have to have chat is something you have to open with people, or sit down at a chat bench, which these are chat benches that are scattered around the place. You light the candle, you can sit down. It'll bring up I gotta go ahead and do it. Light a candle, it'll bring up a sip. And as long as you're sitting like that, you may chat with another player who sits by you. And these seek too, you can kind of get more if you are creative. So continuing on the menu. This is going to be a quest that I haven't opened today, and those are only available during the season. Again, regular candles, seasonal candles only during a season. Over here is your shop, which isn't functional yet, but it does, oops, I was going to actually look at that. It isn't functional yet because we're in the beta, but a question gives you candles, hearts, ascended candles, that's what those are called, star candles you get from Shepherding Winged Light Through the Storm, which is Eye of Eden, and Seasonal Candles. And so this tells you what all your candles mean. Okay, you hit the X to get out of that, hit the X to get out of that. I imagine that will be filled in when the shop is actually functional, which it's not in the beta. We'll see. I don't know, because I've never played the live version. So going back to our menu, and then we're going to the gear, and this is a really important menu to know about. First of all, you can go home, and this icon's only going to show up if you are not in home space. So that's going home. Invite is to do an invite friend. You can create a friend invite. You put their name in there, and then you can share. So if I put, it'll then give you the option to share. Now somebody else can scan. You can just take a screenshot, let somebody scan it. Share will bring up, I'm not even sure what, another way of emailing it, texting it, something like that. Something like that. So to get that to a friend, your friend then responds to it, and you are able to, you can also scan and invite if somebody else is doing that for you, and scan it in order to become friends with that person. The nice thing about inviting friends is it opens chat automatically. They're your friend and chat with no candles exchanged. So that's kind of nice. Graphics, high performance, high def, energy saving. This is new. Default mode. We'll stick with that. Control gives you your control schemes. I went over this in the controls portion. You have one-handed, two-handed. So I'll go over that a little bit separately later. Support lets you open a support ticket. And this, I've got one open. I've had one open. But it actually takes you, there we go, brings you up into this. And then contact us lets you actually just go in and contact separately. But then, of course, this is all sorts of stuff that might be helpful, friends and social, gameplay and features, and this is telling you everything, all the basic things. So any questions, these are all in here. Now, a word of caution, and I don't know if this will change in the main live game at release. Some of that is outdated and has been outdated. So it may or may not work. Inbox, I have no clue because it's never worked. Report a bug. Everywhere but certain places you can report a bug. If you see a bug, you can just tap that, put a bug report. You can't see the text, unfortunately. I'm not sure why. It says report a bug on my screen. And then what it does is it plants a message candle there, and so that the developer will be able to see it, and that's all that's available there. So that's your most important menu, just to know is there and is available to you, especially this, because this can answer so many questions for you. A little bit more about the menus. If you go up in here and you have a flashing button in your gear menu, it means there's something in there that needs your attention. Now in this case, the flashing red dot is by the home button, the home icon. And all that means is I have blessings to collect in my constellation menu. So friends have sent me light blessings, wax blessings, and I haven't collected them yet. So that's all that means. There will sometimes also be like a red dot on the support if support has answered something. I assume if inbox ever works, you'll also get a red dot if you have a message waiting. I see no way of sending messages, so I don't quite know what that is. But it's never worked, but it's still there. So I assume they intend for it to work eventually. What else you get when you tap on the things? You have the chat down here, like I said, though that's limited. You can only chat with people you have chat open with. But you'll also, at the bottom right corner, you have the in-game record, and you have in-game, oops, it won't let me do it now. In-game screen capture, but it won't let me do in-game screen capture while I have in-game record working. So in-game record, I just tapped it, gets a recording, and the beauty of in-game recording is you don't see any of, see if I can find something, any of this. So you see how I see the light, this icon here to light the flame, that won't show up on your in-game recording. Chat won't show up on your in-game recording. Any overlay, any hint, I don't think even hint text, maybe hint text will show up. But any overlay, light, buttons to light something, chat, names of friends, stuff like that will not show up. All of the stuff that shows up on the screen. This will still show up, and this will still show up, but these extra things, names and chat, text, and all that will not show up. So it's a good way to get to capture images, recording of just the game itself. And the same thing is true of the in-game screen capture. So here you have the option to save video, save to files. The easiest way to do it is always to hit save video. This is a little funky sometimes. It doesn't always work right. But right now it seems to be working, so you can save it to wherever you want. But save video is usually your safest. It just saves it to your Photos app. So if you click down here at the bottom again, you'll get in-game screen capture, which is the same thing. It will ask you the first time you do it, it'll ask you if you want to save or what you want to do. Do you want to save to your images? And you can say yes or no. If you say no, it will never save those images. So you can take all the screen captures you want in the world, and it will not save them until you go into your settings for Sky and re-enable screen capture or the ability to save photos. So just be careful of that. Be aware if you decline that once, it's declined until you go and enable it again in your basically your device settings for Sky. So you go and you find into your settings app and you find Sky, and it should give you the option to enable or allow screen captures or whatever, something like that. So, somewhere in there, you just have to maybe Google it if you need to know where to find that. So those are the beauties of in-game, these two in-game things. You can also, of course, use your device recorder, which you can do by coming down and using this here. If you don't have that enabled screen recording, you can also Google it, how to enable screen recording on your device. I don't remember how to do it off the top of my head, but that's this one. And this will record everything on the screen, including if you close out, but it lets you it has no real time limit. It's just a space you have on your device. The in-game record is 4 minutes thereabouts. I'm not sure if it's actually a space, but it's about, or a size, but it's actually 4 minutes, right around 4 minutes of capture time is all you've got. So that's your menus. That's the basic menus here.